the kitchen table by the pepper and the salt. You can begin your adventure where the warm waters halt. No harsh sun, no rain that pours. Do your forest fence, search indoors. It's safer and it goes much faster. It's more fun than playing canasta if you're wise and you find the blaze. You can play several times in just one day. Chase-opoly, the thrill of the chase. Take your journey without ever leaving your place. It's fun for the young, it's fun for the old. Get your title to the gold when your real search for the treasure needs a break. Play Chase-opoly, the thrill of the chase. Chase-opoly, the thrill of the chase.
All right, everybody. We love that song. Hey, today's Thursday. Today's July 2nd. Happy 4th of July, a little bit early to everybody. I can't believe July is here already. Can you, kpro?
July, how did it happen? How did that happen?
First 6 months of the year are gone.
Gone.
Blink of an eye.
I need a do-over in 2020 has been the worst year ever. I need a do-over. End of the world is going to come by the end of the year.
But first 6 months, last 6 months. That just means the last 6 months is gonna be better. You need to find one of these treasures to make everything okay. That's what you need to do. All right. So it's Thursday night. It is coffee with kpro and Cal, although I just had some for our Beacon Star Zoom, so I'm not going to have any now or I'll be up all night. Beacon Star Zoom was good. That went like 2 hours or so. I think we got somewhere. Well, time will tell. Or not the Beacon Star Zoom. I apologize. Beacon Star Zoom was Tuesday, which we did, and I think we went all as well too. We did Mr. Clue tonight, and Mr. Clue was in the Zoom and did not speak, but he just wanted to hear how we were sounding out the clues. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, thanks to everybody who showed up for the Mr. Clue Zoom. We're gonna do that again next Thursday too.
I was gonna say, so Thursdays is Mr. Clue. Saturdays is Beacon Star. You can sit and listen. You can do kind of whatever. They're here.
Cowlazars is in the house.
We will finally figure out some rules and things. I think we're just starting these, so we want to see where they go. So there you have it. So there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He has a little crew coming in.
The food is here, but I'll eat when we're done. So yeah, the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park, everybody. We got a couple new things we're going to talk about. Oh, that's right. And I forgot about the other one we're going to talk about too.
Okay, so we talked about Mr. Clue. Okay, I have, it's not breaking news. I'm not even going to pretend because we're only going to hit breaking news when it's actually breaking news. We are officially over 30 people that have the chest. Oh, would you please send this to Force? The link. Okay.
None of them have the chest, right?
Well, I don't know that. No one can provide proof, but here's the thing. From here on, you are 30 plus. You don't even get a number. I'm over it. I'm over it. So there. That's it. That's it.
I'm not even really reading the solutions that are being sent to us. I just kind of put them in a folder. And when
my response is always, what is the actual proof? What is the actual proof? And nobody's been able to provide it. Some people get a little mad. Some people ask me to come travel to them because, well, no. Okay, so there we have it. That's done. Indy wants to hear about Theodosia. I will put that on my list. I have a little laundry list before we
had a Theodosia Zoom. We did a lot of Zooms this week, huh? We had Beacon Star, Theodosia, and Mr. Clue. So I guess we need to do one for Dolos next, right?
There's Dolos right
there. Or something else. I don't know.
Oh, I do want to say my number one conspiracy theory. Hi, baby.
What's up, buddy?
My number one conspiracy theory right there. I don't know if you guys saw this on Thor. Some people believe Dolos is the finder
of the treasure chest.
Of the treasure chest. You want to know why? I love this. There's a whole list of things, but one of them is because and was the one that like sold it. So because the forestfentreasure.com and Dolos are both anonymous, that means they're the finder. That makes the connection. Does that make sense to you guys? I think it's adorable. Everybody's into these conspiracy theories. So Dolos, I don't know if you are. Congratulations if you are the finder. Yeah. Dow announced he is shutting down his site to new comments on July 4th, including the treasure found pages. I did hear that. He also has said, if you have not read his comments, please go. Bye. Please go up on Dale's site and read it. He has a really special message to the trolls as well. I'd like to meet him one day. Actually, I'm going to talk about the Dale one. There is a man on the Facebook page. I think it's on Galore. He is doing a tribute, a very nice gift to Dale for all that he did for the Forest Fed Hunt and asking for donations. If you want to donate, I think it would be fantastic. He is a huge contributor, and I think he deserves what was made for him and all of that. So.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And that's on Dale's blog, right? Can they get the info there?
I don't know. I know on Facebook they can. I don't know if they can. I'm actually going to let that one through. 500 that got that got flagged, but I turned it on. Yeah, he told the trolls where to go.
Yeah, actually, I don't think it's on Dale's blog, so that would be on Facebook. Yeah.
True. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, if I could say that. Yeah.
Oh no, it is on. It is on Dale's blog, and I'll show it right here.
Okay.
I'll show a picture of what it is. I think he's asked. So this is for sale, actually. What's up, buddy?
I thought he said he was giving that to Dale.
No, he's asking for donations to give it to. He said actually prominent people in the chase, and he said like Dale first, Cynthia next. So he's got a bunch of these that he made. It's a poster with postcards, and there's some coins. All right, Eric. All right, come here. Say hi to everybody. Eric's birthday is Tuesday. He wants everybody to know. So what he said was, hey, I've got these that I was selling, but you don't need Nerf guns. Don't send any Nerf.
Oh my gosh, no, there's some Nerf guns on their way. Tell them it's already there. Like, no.
Yeah, don't send any Nerf guns. All right, I can't find it. But it's on Dale's blog. It's on the comments of the latest post, where the treasure was found, part 8 or whatever. You can see the link and all that. He explains it there. So if anybody's interested,
AJ says Eric is 52. Isn't that cool? They share a birthday together. I think that's awesome. Yeah. The stars are aligning.
Eric is going to be 7, everybody. Okay. So yeah, the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. I've got a couple treasure hunts to show you guys. Some may be new to you. What do you think, kpro? Now, or do we do it later when you want to do it?
You can't. I'm just marking stuff off the list. I put new hunts. Let's talk about new hunts.
New hunts. Well, here's one. You guys, especially I asked on Cowlazars and kpro's Grand Adventures, the group on Facebook where we post all our stuff. I asked who lives in Lander, Wyoming. A couple people are in the area. And this is why on Facebook, we have the Great Lander Treasure Hunt. These people took $1,000 coins, put it in a treasure chest, and they are giving the clues through YouTube videos. That seems to be more popular nowadays. And yeah, whoever finds it gets to keep it. And it's kind of cool because their latest video, they said they now have an advertiser. There was they're giving away a $50 gift card for fireworks for this July 4th for Saturday. So it sounds like they're getting advertisers in the city of Lander, Wyoming to kind of do things. And so watch these 3 videos. It's called the Great Lander Treasure Hunt on YouTube. Nice. And there it is. $1,000 is $1,000. So there we go.
$1,000.
More rides, more attractions, just keep getting added to the amusement park.
What about the Cypher one? And I will read something about that.
All right, the Cypher one. Check this one out, everybody. Here's another one on YouTube. This YouTube channel is called Niamo Spec, Niamo Spec. They only have 1 video. They have 1 subscriber here. I just subscribed. That's 2 subscribers. It says solve it, have it. And it's just this video. Actually, we have some music I don't want to play. I don't think it changes. Let's see. This is it. This cipher right here. And what do you want to say?
Seeing some of the 6s and 9s. There's something there. There's
yeah, something going on here. And I haven't looked at this yet. I just heard about it.
Yeah, the 64. There's something. Okay. I was conversing with someone and about this, and I said, how much? I don't know if the person is actually the organizer of it or not. I don't even know if it says that in there or not. But the person responded because I said, what is the prize on this one? Because we wanted to announce it. It is a mystery prize and hunt. The one that solves it will know the prize and where it is located. So it could be $50. It could be $50 million. You don't know.
Right. We have
I
no
hope it's
idea.
not in the description. Wouldn't that be
It's
funny?
not. No, it
Oh,
says
it's not.
to solve it. It says solve it, have it. That's and then there's a Google link. But if you go here, oh, so you can
Yes.
actually download this. So and you can zoom in. So this is cool. They sent a drive that has a link to it. And this is it. These look like not marbles. What would you call these? Is this a type of stone? Gemstone?
Yeah, you know what? You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if Natalie's here. It reminds me of that stone that Natalie had in her hand.
Oh, right. So
yeah, remember that like weird sparkly thing. I don't know.
Niamo Spec is the name of the YouTube channel. NIAMO Spec.
I wonder if
So,
there's
yeah,
a hint there.
Yeah, maybe whatever the heck Niamo Spec means. Mr. Clue. Yeah, we could show Mr. Clue. We had a Zoom on it today for about 2 hours.
I was gonna say I own a bunch of opals and it didn't look like my opals, but Holy says triplet opal. Okay, it's a triplet. And Indy says, I know who it is. Wink, wink.
Oh, she
knows everything. She knows everything.
Mr. Clue. There's been a new video. This is Mr. Clue on YouTube. 184 subscribers. That's it, really. The new cipher released just today. This is the cipher, everybody. So if any code breaker Charlie's out there, if you can figure this out.
But didn't he, the only thing that he really said of substance today in the thing was about this one. He said he's going to get it out to everybody, but weren't we supposed to announce it?
Oh, yeah. Well, you asked him, are there any red herrings? You know, there's 2 ciphers on the YouTube channel. He just put out another one. There's some, he says, things that Mr. Clue likes. There are no red herrings, everybody. All of it is relevant, but you've got to figure out how it's relevant your own way. But he did say there's no red herring. So that
no, but he also said that new cipher is for a future hunt. Remember?
Yeah, let me bring it up. Yeah, and that's because down here it says this cipher is not needed to find the gold, but it will certainly help later on. So this is for a future hunt. So when this hunt is over, he plans on doing another one. But I'd still like to know what the answer is to this. So if anybody out there,
KY, it's in Kentucky.
The other thing is Hint of Riches, everybody. We now have a forum where you can go. We've got Beacon Star. We've got a secret Beacon Star working group. You can only see if you're cool. You got Mr. Clue.
Wait a minute.
Vegas Die. Forest Hunt, if you still want to chat, because Dale's blog is closed down. You can come in here and post whatever you want within reason. kpro makes that call. But and then there's, Treasure Man, and we can add Dolos. I don't think is here yet. We can add whatever else we want to add because it's our forum. We can do what we want with it. Yeah.
So couple things on it. How are you cool on the working group? You request to be in the working group.
You got to ask.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like a interview process or anything.
You got to send what your screen name is on Thor, the Hint of Riches, to kpro or me and say, I want in the Beacon Star secret group.
Yeah, just send it to me because you know what Mike does? Well, actually send it to Mike because he can follow up with me and say, did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? I apologize, guys. I had some stuff going on this week. So I got everybody in the groups that I needed. I'm going to add an AGK group because that's where I'm going to be hanging out.
AGK Treasure Hunt?
Yep.
AJ
and then
points out that Breakfast Tea and Bourbon, there was a new clue put out by Pete today for the riddle.
What?
It makes no sense. You guys can go. I can look it up if you want, but it's a new clue for the riddle.
He's like, it's really obvious. I love him,
right.
but
that thing is just crazy. Nobody's gonna get it in years and years.
William, on the Chasing Indies show, I did talk about going boots on the ground for Theodosia. I did go boots on the ground. I've had several meetings with several people about it. I have some additional information, and Indy wants me to talk about it. I'll talk about that last because I think it might take us down a rabbit hole. And I want to appreciate Indy. Indy and I had a little exchange. We got a little heated. It was on YouTube. I think it's a good thing. I appreciate Indy. I still appreciate H. I appreciate everybody, but we got a little wild and crazy, and that's okay because that's what we do. We debate the topics. We got a little I don't think she did. I got probably a little out there, and that's okay too.
Amy Speaks, everybody on YouTube. They only did 6 hours. That's all. And you can see that big argument.
Mike's happy birthday. That's what it was all about.
I stuck around for about 3 hours. Toby from AGK came on. Susie was there. Davio, Dave Calvi came in. Amy Seeks is right here. You guys know her from Fembury, World Series of Fen. Gary Reicher was there. Candy, of course. kpro, Cynthia, Davio, Copper, Dan. We had different people come in and out. But they ended up going for 6 hours. So if anybody wants to go through that and get all the secret hints, feel free. Amy Seeks, go subscribe on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, no, we bantered about it. It was healthy debate. I said, a naughty word I wouldn't say in front of my kids. So I don't know if it was the whole time.
Okay. Breakfast Tea and Bourbon. This is the website. This is the riddle. These are the clues.
Here we go. What is
From
it?
today, fly on, put a stamp on it. Let's get the riddle to its destination. I have no idea what that means. But if that helps anybody, go to learningstrategies.com/breakfast tea and bourbon. Scroll down. This is the winner of his treasure hunt he did. This is the new riddle. The winner wins a case of bourbon, a case of Buffalo Trace bourbon. All you have to do is email in your answer. This poem leads you to a 4-inch by 4-inch plot of land is what he said. I don't get it. I've given up on that one, but it is still an attraction. You know, there's carnival games in the treasure hunting amusement park.
Something at a post office, Amy Seek says.
Yeah, a post stamp.
God only knows that one's going to take longer than the original hunt, I think. Okay. Vegas Die. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, Vegas Die. Check it out, everybody. This is the book. Luckily, I was able to come across some more Vegas Die books. Everybody that has ordered this book from 12 years ago, you will get it in the mail. I acquired some more books. Me and kpro, luckily, we're able to get some more. I have a couple left. If you want to buy this book, it is $30. That includes shipping to wherever you are inside the U.S. Yeah. Why, Cowlazars and kpro, would I want to buy this book? This was the treasure hunt 12 years ago. This book is coming out again. It is repurposed with a new treasure hunt. The new book will be out in the middle of August. The new book is for $2,500, and it is a boots on the ground treasure hunt somewhere here in Las Vegas. If you don't live in Vegas, everybody needs an excuse to come to Vegas, or you just talk to me and kpro, and we can go find it for you, and maybe we split it. Maybe we work out a deal. Who knows? But this is the book. Why it's worth to read this one is you can have this one, you can have the new one, and you can see what he changed. He's changing the clues in order to design the new hunt. We think it will be helpful to know the solution from this book, which I will be making videos, me and kpro will, on how this book worked. You can see right there, that's a code, everybody. There were playing suits. At the end of every chapter, that's a message. But yeah, Vegas Die, treasure hunt in Las Vegas, $2,500. Pieces of 8 pirate coin is what we're looking for. It's been hidden somewhere in Las Vegas. And Eleanor, your book is in the mail. You should have it here in the next couple of days. Well, actually, I'm sending them media mail, so it probably takes a while. Maybe you'll have it next week, end of next week. Everybody else ordered, I will have it in the mail by Monday, maybe tomorrow, but by Monday for sure for everybody.
Yeah,
no,
crazy.
David Arthurman, you can't.
Crazy. Justin Posey donated $1,000 to AGK's hunt. I think this first one is going to meet. I mean, it's definitely going to get there. Justin Posey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's cool.
And then Chasing Indy said, my Chaseopoly got delivered an hour after I headed to the mountain.
But it's there, right? It's not like they took it back to the post office. It was delivered, I hope. Well, there, you got something waiting for you.
Well, did you want to talk about who else got their Chaseopolies? You got them all out in the mail? Or
oh, yeah, I got most of them in the mail. There's like maybe 2 left. One's going to Canada. I got to fill out the customs form. And somebody in the chat, I owe 1 too. You know who you are. I will get that in the mail tomorrow. So all the Chaseopolies have been mailed. Sorry it took me so long, but there were a lot that were ordered. Chaseopoly, as you can see, I am Chaseopoly. Lazars, they're still available. So if you want one, it is $50, and that includes shipping to your house somewhere in the United States. Just email me at chaseopoly@gmail.com. It is the Thrill of the Chase board game. And then we also say thumbs up the video if you like the treasure hunting amusement park concept, and super chats on if you want to say thanks or you just have a question. kpro has to answer. That's the rule. She has to answer it. I didn't say she has to tell the truth, but she has to answer it.
And I'm a dirty, rotten scoundrel if you believe everybody out there.
The other thing is we also want to play our super duper brand new treasure hunting song. But before we get to that, there is a searcher that is in a news article. So I wanted to show it real quick. She lives up in Canada. Her name's Nelica. You guys may know her from the Jamie Jordan drawing. And there she is. So this is the Peterborough Examiner. Inspired by the Goonies, this armchair treasure hunter says it all about the chase. Just came out today. I'm not going to read the whole thing. The Goonies, there they are. She got her picture taken with some of the original members of the movie, which is awesome. There's Forrest. Talks about the other treasure hunt. Talks about Masquerade. Talks about this golden eagle that apparently was stolen. Kind of talks about how treasure hunts go south sometimes. And that's what me and kpro, that's the topic for today, is what makes a good treasure hunt. So you guys can check that out if you want. I will put the link in the chat. And yeah, good job, Nelica. Good to see you in the news. And also that treasure hunt in Canada actually got canceled. The one that was supposed to start up. And actually they postponed it because they said there was some issues around the other one that got found. Remember when it was found in like 3 or 4 days? They made a video kind of talking around it. Basically, it's a legal matter from what I understand. And I don't know. Not sure what the details are.
I do. And I posted
Oh, you
about
do?
it. And yeah. So I watched the whole video. I put some comments. I've had some correspondence. Anyway, yeah, between you and I, we know about the entire amusement park. We're just not together on every ride.
We're busy.
So basically, I know, but that's okay. But people laugh at us. They're like, why didn't Mike tell you that? I'm like, because we're busy and this is a hobby.
Right.
So basically, their computers got compromised or the solve got compromised. So they shut it down. They actually turned it into the authorities. The police are investigating. And then they turned and said, guys, we're not only going to give you the next one free, we're going to give you like the next 2 free if you've already been with us. The thing that got hacked was actually the solve server or solve computer. It wasn't anybody's credit card.
Don't put it on a computer, anybody. That's one of the things that make a good treasure hunt. What?
It wasn't the because people had paid and stuff. So it wasn't any of their credit card information or anything else. I will tell you, oh goodness gracious. I will tell you, I just watched their video. I don't know much about the hunt. They just seemed like really genuine human beings and they were transparent and they're like, we're going to walk through this. This is what we do. And that's where I gave them a shout out and said, I don't know who you are, but because I don't live up there. So yeah. Okay. So, okay. Okay.
Somebody at the very beginning of our chat today, before we even went live, they said, hey, where's the love for the West Coast? Are there any treasure hunts in California? Any treasure hunts on the western side of the states other than Vegas Die and Beacon Star? And actually there is a treasure hunt called LA, a treasure hunt, Los Angeles treasure hunt. I actually have the PDF. I have not spent any time on it. And just because it's called LA, a treasure hunt, I don't know if we actually know if it's in the LA area, but I'm assuming it's in California. And I'm not sure what the prize is, but you guys could look that up. It is one of the rides in the treasure hunt. It's just not a well-known ride. There's no line for the treasure hunt, for this ride. LA, a treasure hunt. Look that up if you are so inclined.
Okay. The one thing I want to say about Vegas Die, though, we will have a release on Mike's birthday. We'll have an update for you guys. It's a press release from the author. You will have that as soon as it hits the newswire.
And we'll put it on Thor. We could see it in the Vegas section on Thor for sure.
Yeah, and I will say
Adventure, kpro and Cowlazars.
Yeah, we're gonna post. We'll post those each time. Those are the 2 places we'll post. The reason I wanted Mike to show Hint of Riches is since Dale has announced yesterday, we had this huge spike in people wanting to register. So Mike's having a release on his birthday. Okay.
In more ways than one. Davis, Northman, more ways than one. I got to give a big thank you. To Bart because he sent me a treasure hunt. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is an actual treasure map. This was a treasure hunt from like 10 years ago. It was his treasure hunt. He designed it. Not too many people participated in it. Look at that. The official handbook of the hunt for history. So I emailed, if you're watching, Bart, I emailed you. I want you to email me back because I want some of the details on this. It's really cool. I think the way you set it up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out back then, but you never know. Maybe it could work out now if only there was a YouTube channel or a treasure hunting amusement park that could get the word out. So before I even talk about that, Bart, email me back because I want to talk about it. Maybe we can repurpose this. Maybe we can make it better. We'll see. You never know. The other thing is I got to say thank you to whoever sent me this in the mail. This is Dungeons and Dragons dice. This looks like 5 sets of dice, and whoever sent it, there was no return address. There was no name. So thanks. That's awesome. This is the dice for D&D. So I've got 5 sets with the pouches that go with them. So that's really awesome. Thank you to whoever sent that. Yeah. And the address is down below if anybody wants to send anything else. I will open it up on camera or at least show it on camera for everybody in a vlog. Okay.
Quick update on AGK. They have finished the first version that they are having edited now of their book. They are ahead of schedule. And if you know Shelly's going to keep that man on track. So I think it's awesome. AGK is looking for artists. They have, I want to say 30 something scenes. They want an illustration at the beginning of every scene. There's an application process. Mike, I actually think we should apply our kids because I said our kids eligible. I think that would be fun. They want a line drawing. They want artists out there. You will get the chapter beforehand. So they're not going to tell you which chapter you're going to get. So, but there's a process for it. Toby has hit all the forums as well. So if you're interested in that, I think it'd be awesome. I'm not an artist. I might try and dabble in something. But there's, just like they do on everything, they're so professional and thorough. There's a form, you submit it. You get I think you get a free book. You don't get paid, you get a free book, which is kind of like getting paid, and you get credit. So anyway, yeah. Captain Buck, we went over that. Is that totally clear to you? Breakfast, tea, and bourbon. It's like a foot race now. No one knows what it means. Pete, come on.
I want to know the answer to the riddle.
I
don't get it. I'd rather spend time on Mr. Clue or something else,
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody work on that. Somebody figure it out. I take a case of bourbon. Send me a bottle of bourbon. That would be pretty cool. Long way Tipperary says, looking forward to working on Vegas Hunt, even though I won't be boots on the ground. Just want to help solve if I can. And I sent in another guest to Breakfast, Tea, and Bourbon. That's awesome. Okay, are we ready to do the world premiere?
Let's do the world premiere. Well, we did kind of let the kitty cat out of the bag. I think you played the short one last night. Let's play
the 6 hours. Who watched the 6 hours? Okay, world premiere. Here we go, everybody. The Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. Hope you like it.
It's open when it's light, it's open when it's dark. It's the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. Masquerade and Forest Fen are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with kpro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
And there it is. Thank you to kpro who put that together. It's a lot happening in those videos. You guys should probably rewatch that and pause it. And you may just see yourself. You never know who you're going to see.
And if anybody has an issue, all of the shots I took from YouTube came off of one of our channels. So we're like officially released to do it. But if you didn't want your picture in something, just let me know. We'll take it out. It's not a big deal. But these are all searcher events, fun things. It was super, super, super fun. And I think it kind of shows this community rocks.
Yeah, so thanks to kpro. That was really cool. That's kind of going to be our intro song. I think we're going to show that on every video. That was not kpro singing, William, if that's what you're insinuating.
I might be a little rusty right now. I've had a day.
I don't know, Big Baldy. I don't know. That's I should have asked him that. I do not know. Trying to think what else. So we let you guys know about the new treasure hunts, the new rides that are in the park. My birthday is Tuesday, and I think Tuesday there's going to be a grand adventure. I'll be working on it this weekend. I got to have something ready by Tuesday. So make sure you're in the Facebook group, Cowlazars and kpro's Grand Adventure. Make sure you're registered on the hintofriches.com, and I'll have details on whatever that grand adventure is. Those of you may know what the grand adventures that we've done in the past. kpro don't even know about this. It's breaking news. So Tuesday, the details will be out on that.
Okay. Theodosia.
Oh yeah.
Got into a little debate. So we'll do Theodosia and then we're going to jump into content. So Theodosia, I've gotten, and I already shared the information of where I've ruled out, where I haven't ruled out, where people are, etc. Some are stating that they have gotten different confirmation from H than I've gotten confirmation. So I think this is fascinating because I think it might be just a anomaly of wording or something. Some though think it's something more. I actually think it's kind of like when you have your old solve, and like if Forrest were to say to me, no, it's not there, and I kept searching anyway. I really have a love solve that on Theodosia, but so I kind of want to go back, even though H said no, it's not there. I kind of want to go back if there's something here. I have told the people though, or the person, I don't believe it until I see it in writing. You know, it's kind of like the pictures or it didn't happen. I actually want to see the emails where there's been that correspondence. I'm supposed to have that this week. They're a little worried, and I said I'll black out your information or you black out your information, but I want to know a little bit more. And so because I want to go back to my old Spawn, that's terrible. There you go. So that's my Theodosia update, but I can tell you, I think I got it solved if my information was correct. So we'll see. We'll see. That's my big thing on Theodosia. So I think it'll be big, but I will not put it out until I actually have confirmation. I'm not going to go by rumor. I'm not going to go by whatever. So there
You're
you
not going to go by the rumor mill?
No.
No.
Nope.
Larry Smith says, Cal, I hope you know the last 30 minutes of your program has not been on the video. I don't know what that means. Has not been on the video. I don't know what that means, Larry. Maybe you could expound on that in the chat or email me at cowlazars@gmail.com. I'm not sure what that means.
30 minutes. I don't either.
Yeah. Theodosia, it's hard because I read that PDF and I'm like, I have no idea where to look for this thing. So people are saying there's a map and it's hidden, and I hope there's something clever in the story to figure out, but I'm not seeing what it is. So, yeah. Oh, does he mean video? Yeah, there's video. Sometimes you have to refresh. I see that the video went a little blurry for me, and you just have to refresh your YouTube. That's
Hold on a second. Let me fast forward it. ICS.
Yeah, we're there.
there.
Because you missed everything, but that's okay because it's all in the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. And at the end of this video, I will play the world premiere Treasure Hunting Park video again. How much is Theodosia worth? That's a good question, 500 pieces, because as we know, kpro, the treasure is the hook. So
1,000 coins. We don't know how much each are worth. Gems and pearls. And Chasing Indy hates that hunt. Yes, I do too.
The gems are supposed to be 250 carats worth, however many that gems that is, and 1,000 old coins. Even if they were old pennies, I mean, even if it was 1,000 wheat pennies, just to find a treasure that was 1,000 coins of anything, I think would be pretty cool. So yeah. If it was in Vegas, I'd be looking for it, but it's not. It's way over.
Yeah, and I was supposed to meet a bunch of searchers. I actually coordinated it, and then I had something happen. And actually, I'm going to be offline probably the next little bit. I'm going to try to get on when I can, but I got some stuff happening in my world, and I'll actually be off of everything for a little bit. So I'm sorry about that, but it's called That's What Happens. I still have a day or two, but I got some transitioning stuff. So
I may go live. I may not. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I take things a day at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay.
So let's get in. Is there anything else before we jump into what makes
Daniel?
It treasure
I
hunt?
actually have a huge bucket of those, and I'm talking huge bucket. I'm going to let Mike figure out what to do. Weedy pennies. I think it'd be fun to do a weedy pennies, like what? 100 weedy pennies.
Let's send one to every searcher. One wheat penny. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
For what? For what? Wait. No, there's some things I have some ideas. So I don't know if I'm going to say this. I inherited a coin collection when my mom passed. My mom is the most wild and crazy lady. Some people know and saw that I referenced my mom last night. I've kind of been channeling her with the challenging times I have. I think it'd be fun to take some of the coins and we just do some fun things with it. I don't want to say hunt because Mike and I have a huge idea on a hunt. It's going to take us a while to put it together, but wouldn't that be fun? And so I think I'm going to take some fun coins from that collection because it'll make me think of her, and everyone needs to think of their sweet mother when they are in heaven. So there you go.
And Brewster, it's funny you say Bitcoin. I was at 7-Eleven, and right next to the cash ATM is a Bitcoin ATM. You can actually put in cash to exchange for Bitcoin. I should have took a picture of it because I was like, this is still around. Chris M says, I got dibs on Vegas die. Sorry. Sounds like he's finding it first. So we'll see, everybody. We'll see.
Sure. Just like AGK, Minotaur is like, I'm going to find it. Many people think it's going to be found. I talked to Toby. I don't talk any hints or anything, but when I talked to Toby, I said, the biggest concern of a treasure originator is that it's not solved same day. I bought all of the Jenny hunts. I bought like 3 of them, the mysterious writing hunts. They were solved before I could get home from work. And she just had somebody that kind of, by the same person, oftentimes they were just trying to figure out how to get out there. And so I love that, but I also, that they get solved so soon. I hope I'm able to read through the book before it is solved but I'm focusing on that one. I got that one. I got it.
Oh, there is one other thing. So we mentioned on last week sometime that there is a website, somebody has taken a coin and they've hidden them in a bunch of national forests across the US. And that website is, let me see if I remember it.
I completely disagree as he finds that. Indy, no, she says the crazies are ruining treasure hunts right now. No, they are showing people they need to be really, really, really thorough at the beginning. And there's just a couple of crazies and there's 97 great of us and there's 3% that are, and we're not going to focus on them because they're stinkers. They're stinkers.
Another ride in the amusement park, MSN overland.com. It's actually MSNOVRLND.com. I will put this in the chat. We talked about it last week. You know, you put a coin, just one coin in each national park. Yeah, the thing went blurry again. So we do this. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Anyway, so you go to this website. I just put the link in the chat. And there might be a national park. Look at all these, number 143, number 178.
Isn't that
there
fun?
Might be one next to you. Actually, these are all the national parks that a coin is in. And he has the clues on how to find the coin here. Look at all this. I mean, this guy has traveled. Well, a searcher reached out and they actually found one of the coins. They saw this website on our show. They went down the list and said, I live by this national forest. And here are pictures. Check it out. That is the coin. It says Mission Overland 152. So it sounds like he has created his own coin and they're numbered. And
wow, who does that? Oh, are we going to sue? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There it is. It's like a little geocache.
Look at how cool that is.
Gila. And this is where it was. Boom, right there. So it's not like they're hidden, not like they're buried. If his clues get you to the right location, look around and you will see it. So that's awesome. And it's just it is the thrill of the chase. It's to get out into the forest and to find something that somebody hidden. And
I think the big thing is next time you travel, check the site or check the site now to see if anything's near you. This is something, no matter where you are, coronavirus is destroying our brains because we're cooped up. We can't get out. We can't do, this can get you out. This can give you we sit and go, which park are we going to walk to today? I mean, it's just.
Well, that brings us into our topic because some people, when you say what makes a good quotation fingers treasure hunt, some people would say $1 million. That's what makes a good hunt. The prize. It's got to be a huge thing like Forest Fens. And it doesn't. I disagree. I agree with you, kpro, that it doesn't have to be a big prize. It can be something as simple as I left this behind. I left some clues. Can you find it? It's kind of going wits to wits with somebody or comparing wits with somebody to try and say, can I figure out your clues, quotation fingers, and go find what it is you left? Whether it's a jar full of pennies or $1 million, I don't think the prize necessarily equates to a good treasure hunt or not. What do you think?
So I would disagree with you a year ago. And I have to actually, because you just stole somebody's idea, I'm going to give full credit to the first person I heard that from, AJ Rainville. AJ said, I don't like to do the big hunts because it brings crazy people out. And I don't want drama and hate and all of that. Some of these smaller ones, it is about the journey. It is about the solving the puzzles. It is about the everything you just said. So, and he's like, and you get a little something. Maybe it's, a couple thousand, 5,000, 10,000, a coin's worth a couple
$100, a coin,
right.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it says me. Yeah. Okay. But AJ, I would just say, if it brings the crazies out, you don't have to interact with them. I get emails from crazy people all the time and I just delete them. I just ignore them.
Okay. Hit wonk, wonk, wonk on that one, my friend.
If you put yourself out in the public, that's different. Like we have a YouTube channel. It's different for us.
So the finder right now of the Forest Fen treasure hunt is saying that I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go
So the
ahead.
forest fen finder is going to have as many problems as the finder of Mr. Now Mr. Clues is kind of big.
I can't answer that. I mean, if somebody's obsessed, they get obsessed. I don't know if it's necessarily the dollar amount that makes them obsessed. But if the finder remains anonymous, they shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me to not participate in a treasure hunt because there's crazy people is not something I look at. I just don't interact, or I won't go public, or I won't post on a forum or whatever. But for us, the interaction with the community is the fun part. That is our thrill to chase, at least some of it. I mean, I know there's bad ass.
I remember a crying video that baby crying for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me play that one for that. I understand what you're saying. I would just go back to the point that even though it's $1 million hunt, I don't think it necessarily makes it a bad hunt. That's all.
No. What I'm saying is, we're talking about all treasure hunts are good, in my opinion. But
no, I don't think all treasure hunts are good, but we'll talk about that.
A lot of treasure hunts are good.
Right.
To me, though, it's much like dating, and I keep making that. When you find the perfect person, like you, Mike, I found you, and there's about 6 or 7 different key attributes, key traits that you have that I'm like, you had me at hello. Just like a treasure hunt. When I look at a new treasure hunt right now, location, size of prize pool, some of the things we're going to talk about tonight are all the reasons for that. So the perfect amount for me, this is going to be for me. So if I were to I have 10 guys lined up and one person is going to get my rose, I'm going to give it to somebody that has a hunt under $50,000. I think when you get over 50, crazy bird, or maybe 100, 50 to 100 is when the crazy birds come. So I'd like a smaller hunt. So we're going to talk about location and
there's definitely a benefit to having smaller number of people looking, because it just benefits you. Beacon Star, he hasn't even sold 400 books. I mean, that's huge.
He doesn't market practically at all. That's the problem.
But not talking about that aspect of it, as somebody looking for a treasure, if nobody else is looking for it, it's a benefit to me that's trying to find it. You know what I mean? What?
Craig, I'm so deleting that.
What does that mean? So that's what happened to my emails. What does that mean? Oh, that you're one of the crazy people? No, don't say that.
No.
I don't respond, everybody. Doesn't mean you're one of the crazy people. Okay, so in my opinion, that's nice, Craig Carter.
I deleted it. The
size of the treasure hunt does not matter. But I will say this. I do believe a treasure hunt should spell out what the prize is before people get invested. I don't like the mystery. You figure, when you solve it, you'll figure it out. It's a big question mark. I have to know what the prize is to know how much time I want to invest in it personally.
Yeah. And Daniel said, I can't believe Beacon Star sold so few copies. It's a great book. I will go over the reason why I think it has every quality but one fatal flaw, in my opinion. And so what we're going to see, it's on backwards now. We're going to see. So for me, though, I'm just saying, for mine, the perfect prize pool, I haven't seen practically any drama at all with tiny hunts. I won't say tiny because that's a few $1,000s. How can you balk at a couple $1,000s? But
yeah, so, I think I missed that because I was talking to Chris, but I think it should be spelled out what the prize is, even at not maybe exact value, but is it coins? Is it jewels? Is it cash? Right. What is it we're looking for? Is it a coin, a single coin, like in these national forests? When Beacon Star came out, Randy never said what the prize was. Then he put out a puzzle a year later and said, if you solve this, it tells you what the prize is, which was a cool way to do it. Oh, thanks, buddy. Which was a cool way to do it, but it doesn't help promote it or anything. And now that I know what the prize is, I got the book, blew the dust off it, and said, okay, let's work on this, because it is $7,300 is the value.
Oh, and Indy, we're so going to talk about this. Indy says she knows what the prize is for that new hunt that none of us know. So there's already private information out there. Indy, we're going to get back to that. So anyway. Okay. So I agree with you. I want to know the prize amount, just ballpark. It doesn't have to be. It is worth $1,227, but it's worth around $1,000. It's coins. It's this. It's that. It's a baseball card. It's a Weedy Penny. It's respect. Mad respect. I don't care what. Tell me just ballpark what it's valued at.
There can be some. excuse me, there can be some mystery around it, but I want to have an idea of what it is we're looking for. Just my opinion. I think that makes it a better hunt to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because you have to agree, you have to gauge how much time and money and resources and time is the biggest resource. How much you want to put into these things.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So what about structure?
Structure meaning how the clues are hidden.
No, meaning, is it a very, very long book? Is it a short book? Is it a scroll? Is it a YouTube? So, like, think of Mr. Clues, thinks of.
I don't know if there's an advantage to one over the other. It's like ice cream. You know, you like vanilla, I like chocolate. It's just we all like ice cream. It's what flavor do you like? You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways to put clues out. You can just have a literal figure this sentence out and it leads you somewhere.
Right,
You
but
can
that's
have
what
a
we're doing.
cipher.
Which is your favorite?
Gotcha. Well, but for me, I like all of them. I don't have a preference where it's got to be. I only work on this. It could be just a story, and you have to read it in the text and try and figure out what it is. Go ahead, kpro.
This is the fatal flaw. Not horrible because I'm still going to be in it. I don't like the very, very long books. Very long books. Breakfast, Tea, and Bourbon. I read it and actually I really like the story. I like the Beacon Star style book, like a little bit Fandango. I haven't participated, but it seems like a short story. I like a few illustrations and things. Scrolls are great. Parish, like 6 pages of art and stuff. If you're going to put, my Vegas die is not, this is the one issue I have with Vegas Die. That's a book. That's a long book.
But to be fair, Vegas Die is a novel that happens to be a treasure hunt secondary. It's really a novel. It's not, he didn't write the story for a treasure hunt. Like Beacon Star, that story was created for the clues for the treasure hunt. So
right.
I think
so just to go back, I have 10 guys lined up for a date. I'm just saying, oh, this person's an extrovert, this person is this, or this person plays poker. There's nothing wrong with people that don't play poker. I happen to like that my boyfriend plays poker. There's nothing wrong if they play cribbage instead or badminton. There's nothing wrong with badminton. I am telling you what I prefer, because at the end of this, I'm going to say, this is the 6 qualities I want in treasure hunt. I am not saying this is wrong, and to be fair, this is bad to them. No. I'm just saying this isn't my number one preference. That's all I'm saying.
Brings up Map of the Dead. Did you ever read Map of the Dead? That was a novel as well. Yeah, and he says that was a good book. And again, that's preference. You might like a story, but I might not like it. That type thing. Mr. Clue points out that his prize pool went down in value $1
because of gold
today. So times 10 ounces, his prize pool went down $19, and that's because his prize pool is 24 carats of gold.
Nice.
And that price changes from day to day.
Okay, and Anna's laughing at me, and I'm going to explain. He said, "You're a PhD. It's not a long book." Right, but this is a hobby for me. This isn't where I'm going to get my next paycheck. I like to not have. I have to read long literature reviews of academic research all the time. That is not where I prefer my time. I like to be a little creative and outside the box. I like something with illustrations like Fandango has, that kind of stuff. Just like, well, we're going to go into other things. Like, that's why I don't like ciphers.
Right.
I do stats for a living. I soak in it. I don't need, like when you went through the statistical stuff off of Mr. Clues, though I love you, Mr. Clues, that it's mathematician based. Oh, okay, trying to get over that. Okay, so structure.
Structure. I don't think there's a one good structure over another. You could say a shorter story is better, but if people are interested in treasure hunts, I think they get it regardless. If people are into treasure hunts, they just get it. Now they may not put that much time into it. It can't be a boring story. I agree with that. But for me personally, I don't like illustrations like Masquerade and Fandango. There's an illustration you got to figure out. I'd rather have a clue in English in text that says, figure this out, or a cipher or something like that. It's just personal, my own personal taste, but I don't think there's really one that does better than the other. Do you?
Yeah, no, there's some that it's all a balancing act. Like Vegas Die, location is so great that I'm going to be okay with not having some of the other characteristics and traits that I like.
Right. Oh, and the other thing I don't like is red herrings. Like Beacon Star, there's a red herring. Mr. Clue did come out today and say there are no red herrings in his videos.
I agree.
And everything he posts, everything's, valid. So I don't really like red herrings. There were a lot of red herrings. You could stay in the Breakfast, Tea, and Bourbon because there were just a lot of paths to go down and only one was the right one. I don't know. I just don't like intentional stuff.
Yep.
That.
Okay. And I do have to, Andy just said the story is the most important element for all hunts. I agree. I can tell you, and I really, really like you, Forrest. I really like you. TTOTC versus Beacon Star. Beacon Star was just a fun, like fantasy story to review. So, I mean, or to read. So to me, I liked kind of the fantasy story more than I liked other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you. And Cheryl just emailed me. Cheryl is the one who sent the dice. Thank you very much. It's 6 sets for me and the boys, so we do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Cheryl.
Yeah. Okay, free of red herrings. Okay, we're going to agree on that. I absolutely agree, especially when you have, well, I think that's when I finally gave up breakfast tea and bourbon. Breakfast tea and bourbon for me, when Pete came out and said there's 3 valid solutions and 2 of them are red herrings for this hunt, I was like, I'm done. If I take the time and actually figure it out and solve one of them, and it's not one of the, 1/3 chance, I was like, I'm done. Yeah.
So
You're muted, Mike.
I know I'm talking to the boys.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the next one is proxy item or actual treasure.
So. Guy, in my opinion, it's got to be a proxy item, because if it's the real treasure, unless somebody's going to go check on it, it can be gone and people are wasting their time. In my opinion, it really needs to be a proxy item, so you know when it's found. The treasure hunter, the setter, they know when it's found.
Well, and I hate the idea of somebody stumbling upon the treasure and getting it. So if you see a Gypsy's Kiss, they have said it's going to be one of 3D Bronze's box. It's going to have a proxy item inside that has to be turned in. If you stumble upon that, you might take it, but you're not going to get the 10 grand because you don't even know who to. I don't think there's information inside. I like the proxy item idea.
Yeah, I really think, as we've seen, it needs to be a proxy item. The other thing is, when a thing's over, the solution needs to come out, in my opinion. There's none of this. It can be the person. Now, the finder can be anonymous. I agree with that, but the solution needs to come out from the person who created the hunt once it's over.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of an issue I have with AGK because they're saying the finder has to come out. I don't.
Be anonymous. Is that right?
Correct. And it says in the book, if you read this book and you enter our hunt, you will come out and we will put the solution out. So I might have a proxy person for that. Jerry Stone says, do you think that some people are going to be sad when they hear the answer to Mr. Fenn's puzzle? Do you think they won't like the solution because it was so different from what they're thinking? Yes, we have so many haters right now. Forrest could come out with the perfect solution with the man next to him, give everybody a free coin, and that wouldn't be enough with some people. So definitely some people. I don't think I'm going to be, I hope I'm not going to be disappointed. It sounds like it's super clever. But Mike, super chats. Ciphers drive me nuts.
Thanks for the super chat. Ciphers drive me nuts. They do drive you nuts. So you get the solution, and then it's fun. 3D Bronze says, did somebody say 3D Bronze? There you go.
And I don't know if you saw on AGK. I know you don't sit in all of them in length. 3D was nice enough, or whatever, that we have like the normal chess. He was a little worried that the normal chess might corrode or whatever out that a Gypsy's Kiss was going to put out there. So he is sending kind of with more durability. He is sending AGK kind of a nicer one to be able to make sure it's durable when they put their item out for their treasure hunt. Again, 3D Bronze rocking it. He just is a great part of the community. So
how about a deadline on these treasure hunts? Deadline, or does it go forever till somebody finds it? What would you prefer, kpro?
I'm going to say that I would like a deadline. And I would like additional clues. This is just saying my favorite. I don't think I have a preference. So it's not something that I die on the sword for, but I would prefer a deadline, but give us some hints and clues beforehand, before it's like, if Forrest came out and said, it's 10 years, you have 10 years to find it. Like Fandango, it has an end date.
And that's going to end at the end of this year. And we better get a solution when it does end. Right.
Right. That's yeah. So deadline, I would say not needed, but definitely we need a solution at the end.
But as far as the deadline, should the person who creates the treasure hunt have the option to extend the deadline if they want to? In other words, nobody's found it, and they're like, we're going to go another year. Do they have that option, or do you think the rules are set? If you say it ends in 3 years, it's got to
One
end?
of my criteria is no changing anything significant unless there's like a death or something. So for me, when I buy that book or when I look at that scroll, when I start spending my time, my billable hours, once I start spending that, I feel like I'm in a contract, even though legally I might not be. Don't change the rules on me. Think it through beforehand.
And Amy Seeks points out the proxy item really needs to have instructions. Of course. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that as well.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think maybe
No, I like it that it wouldn't.
have instructions.
Correct.
So when somebody randomly finds it, how do they know what
They shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't be able to take my AGK money.
Well, when you find a proxy item, I believe you also have to give the solution of what led you there. You can't randomly find it and still get the prize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you have to find it, turn it in, and explain the clues that led you there.
Let's say we're doing AGK's Hunt, which we're going to be doing. If someone randomly stumbles upon it, they're not going to know what to do with the 3D box and the random little coin or not. I don't even know if there's instructions, but let's just say there's not. They have a $50 item. If you put instructions in it, they can go and research it and figure out who a gypsy's kiss is and all of that, and then take it without even really being hunters.
They could try and backward engineer it. That's true. They could try and backward engineer the solution to be able to turn it in. That is true.
Oh, and there's search dads in the room.
Do you think whoever places this treasure hunt or creates it needs to check on it from time to time, or can it just be it's out there and when somebody finds it, they find it?
I think they need to have a way of knowing. That's one of my issues with Theodosia. It could have been found. There's no proxy, and it could have been found 6 months ago. If I don't know how often H checks on his, that's hard for me to be searching for something that's not there, but because there's no proxy. I think if the proxy, then we don't have to worry about that. You don't have to check on it because you don't get it. Now, here's the hard part. Let me ask you this, Mike. What if someone says, like, this came up for Randy's and anybody that puts out a proxy and relates it to book sales? So Vegas Dye and Randy have said, I'm going to give a certain percentage back to books. What if we found it today? Let's say Vegas Dye comes out day one. Should we wait a couple months?
Right, to make the prize pool go up. And that is a problem, I think, when you put a percentage of sales. Yeah, that's true. I've thought that as well. You can find it, you can hang on to it and just wait. I mean, possibly. That's probably another reason for a deadline. Probably a good reason for a deadline. Okay. Interesting.
But I do have an issue because there's a possibility of the hunt getting compromised every time they physically have to go and find it. That's why you eliminate these issues with the proxy.
Well, the other thing is with a proxy, whenever somebody does find it, you only have a set time period to turn it in. Then the only way the treasure hunter knows is they have to go check on it or have somebody go check on it. And when that item is gone, when the treasure creator realizes the proxy item's gone, there's 1 week or 2 weeks for somebody to turn it in. And if they don't turn it in, treasure hunt's over. The proxy item's gone. And now I guess the treasure hunter or treasure creator could create another proxy and put it there, replace it, if you will, with a way to say the first one is ineligible, the first one is valid, but I put something else there. But yeah, I do think you have to check on it. And I do think once the proxy's found, you have a time limit in order to turn it in.
Okay. Well, now you said you prefer not to have like illustrations, clues and illustrations. You're a code breaker, Charlie. You want ciphers. You showed today how you put stuff in ciphers and go crazy on that. I prefer illustrations and words. And I like scrolls and things like that. I like poem. I just don't like the ciphers.
Right. Well, we're just different. Like in the Thrill of the Chase, if any of those illustrations had the hints, I don't think that's very well done because it's all subjective. You see an arrow, I don't. You see a number in his ear, I don't. I don't like that kind of stuff. Just me personally, but yeah. I don't like Google Earth aerial images. Look, it's a hat. No, it's not. It's a bunch of trees. I just don't like that stuff. I don't like anything that's subjective. I want a set solution. This is how it works.
You don't want to have to use your imagination. I get it. Okay.
No.
How about location? Like right now, I'm a little frustrated at Mr. Clues because if it's not anywhere near me, I like to know from the start. This one's in Denver. This is in the South somewhere. This is in the Rockies.
So you like to know a location before you get into
A
it?
general look. Now he said America. That's a little bit he or she. Oh, well, it's Mr. Clues. America. I think that's not. Yeah, I would like Rockies. I'm okay with like these 4 states, like
Right.
the South, Northeast, back west, whatever it is. I do like to, because I don't want to. If I find out this is in, now I happen to know lots of searchers in different areas, but let's say this is in Washington State. If you live in Florida and you don't know anybody out there, you've now just spent a lot of time. So I just like to, my preference is to know the general area, not a specific, it's in Denver, it's in Colorado. I think that's fair. It's in Kentucky.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, to have a search area defined, whether it's states or cities. Yeah, I
Right.
guess that would make sense because then the
Yeah.
people. Yeah. Now here's another thing: boots on the ground or virtual. What about an armchair? Could you
Boots
do a
on
treasure
the
hunt with
ground.
both?
Boots on the ground. If, for me, I've been boots on the ground for an absolute solve. So has Mike with boots on the ground clothing. I've done it for Forrest Fenn, boots on the ground clothing. Las Vegas, the Rock, I walked by it by 20 feet. So for me, boots on the ground, that's the thrill.
Of actually finding an item. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, do you want to do virtual reality of a roller coaster, or do you want to be on a roller coaster?
I think the best treasure hunt can incorporate both. It's just that's a tricky, the fine line, and how do you do both? How do you get a prize if you go boots on the ground and find something? But how do you also have a prize if somebody? So for the people who can't go boots on the ground, it's just, especially when you come out with these 3 states, if it's too far away for me, well, you've alienated me. I'm not going to use it.
Right.
I'm not going to buy it or do it or work on it. But if there is a armchair component where I can submit an answer online, then more people are involved. So I think both of, if you can make it work, I think both would be the way to go.
Yeah, I like that. No, but I believe all of them are one, but getting to the other one is, boots on the ground is necessary. Whether you, how much you incorporate beforehand, yes. No changes. We already talked about that. How about rules? There was a hunt, I don't remember which one it was, that said, if we see you on the forums discussing this publicly, we won't let you have the.
Yeah, that was Map of the Dead. He said no collaboration. You can't do that. To me, that makes no sense.
You can. Your treasure hunt sucks. Like, it's not something anyone should do. Like, you don't own me.
Right.
No, like, that's ridiculous. But there's some rules. Let's talk about the big one: private hints and conversing with searchers.
Right. I like how Randy's doing it, where he's like, I'm not going to talk about anything. Don't. Now, he has said he will give a hint out if a book sales reach a certain thing. And I think that's fair because you're giving it out publicly to everybody. But I think Randy's doing it right, where he's like, I'm not going to talk to you with email. I don't want to get into that.
But here's the cool part about Randy. He has said that about his hunt, but he is still in the community on all these other hunts and things, much like I think AGK is going to be. So I totally agree with you. But when somebody talks about their own hunt, I think it's great if they're, well, Grand Adventures. You can't talk about Grand Adventures, but you can be a part of Forrest Fenn and Beacon Star and all of those. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing I think is if there are going to be hints, they should be in one place. When you have a treasure hunt, there's one place you go look. There's one website, there's one, or a Facebook group, or an email. Well, email, it needs to be somewhere public where everybody knows. It's not like, oh, I didn't see that video or whatever it is. I just think it needs to be in one area.
Everybody has kind of
YouTube videos. That's fine because everybody knows. Go watch his YouTube videos for the hint or the clue or whatever it is. Now, AGK asks, hints in the book, yes or no? Hints in the book, yes or no? Well, yeah. So in other words, you could have a set of clues, but should there be hints that help you with the clues? I like that. You know, thrill of the chase or subtle hints. Nobody can figure out what those hints were except maybe the finder. But I think that helps, and that's okay to have hints that help you with something. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Because I can. Has anyone heard from Shadowcaster since he got attacked by the elk? Yep, I talked to him yesterday. He's kind of over the hunt. I have information. When information is out, I'm going to send it to him. He's, like many, done.
I think it's interesting that a lot of people are doing treasure hunts through YouTube videos, because that was my idea. I'd say 2 years ago when I started the first Cowlazars Grand Adventure was through YouTube videos. So it's kind of cool. And pay attention Tuesday because there will be another Grand Adventure coming out. I don't
Yeah,
know what the
but
process is going to be yet, but we'll figure it out.
okay, so which is the one out of all the qualities that we have talked about, which is maybe one or two, if you had the perfect, like I always call the perfect date, if you have the perfect date, but there's one fatal flaw that if it does this, I'm going to be out. What do you think that is?
So you're saying if this hunt contains this one thing, I'm done, that type thing?
Yeah, like for me, if different hints are going to different people,
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm
yes. I have
over.
no problem with somebody giving out a hint to somebody, but then you have to make it public for everybody. Just like Forrest said, to make it a level playing field where warm waters halt is not related to a dam, there has to be a location you go to so that everybody has the same thing. I don't think inside information should be given out.
And the red herrings. Now I'm okay with put an extra hint in there that doesn't mean something, like Randy's. He has, because to get the pages right, he has a red herring in there. I do not like that the person would, if the originator flat out lies and says, I'm going to do something different in different hunts or different parts of the hunt, or I'll tell one person one thing and it's kind of buyer beware. If you ask me, I might do something different with, I might tell Mike
Right.
it's not in Las Vegas and it's actually in Las Vegas. I don't think that's okay.
Yeah, no, you can't straight up tell an untruth. That doesn't make sense at all. I do like a treasure hunt where if there are going to be hints or help, that it's set on this date, every 6 months from now, every month, every 3 months. I think a set schedule would be the way to do hints or whatever. And
Yeah,
I think it
and
should be put out ahead of time, so that people know.
well,
The other
and
thing,
yeah, go ahead.
well, no, I was just going to say the other thing is, don't put that solution anywhere where anybody can get it. Like the Canada treasure hunt, somebody hacked into our computers. Why is it on a computer? Print it out, destroy whatever's on the computer, put that printed out thing in a safe or somewhere. Don't have it somewhere in an email where somebody can hack in or anything like that. I like how Forrest Fenn said nobody knows. It's right here and it's not on my computer. It's nowhere. I'll take it to the grave. That's kind of the way it should be, I think.
Well, and a gypsy's kiss says something, and let's define this, or let's dig a little deeper. Red herrings are subjective. It's called confirmation bias. I think there's a difference for me. You can confirmation bias if the originator intentionally puts some things to have you go down rabbit holes, intentionally misspells a word that shouldn't be in there, and there's no meaning to the misspelled word. Why? For me.
Right.
So.
Well, and I'll give you an example. In Vegas Die, in some of the playing card suits or at the end of some of the chapters, it spells a message. And that message was, "Are you ready to rumble?" Well, when we figured that out, it was like ready to rumble. I was like, that's the volcano in front of the Mirage. That's MGM Grand Boxing. Michael Buffer's the boxing announcer. And before every show, every boxing match, he would do the "Are you ready to rumble?" And we were all running all over trying to figure out what it means. Well, eventually the author came out and said, that was more like just an intro. Like, are you ready to rumble? Are you ready for the treasure hunt? It was a red herring. It had nothing to do with the solution whatsoever. So I don't like stuff like that. Don't put something in the book that I think is related to the solve when it's not.
I would rather you make a harder hunt than red herrings and wasting my time. So I totally agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on what the red herring is, I guess. But for the most part, I don't like it. I don't like red herrings. Now, I may interpret something as a red herring and go, oh, I thought that was part of it. As long as it's not intentionally placed to mislead somebody is what I'm talking about.
Well, okay. So here's another one. Do you think that the finder or the originator should make sure you don't have to break any laws?
Oh, yeah, of course. And that should be stated. Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that doesn't have that. So anyway, or stated.
Because you get people that are going to dig in cemeteries and they're going to go on private property and all that. Yeah, I think it should be. And if you do need to do any of those things, just state it. Make it a level playing field. You do have to walk across water, whatever it is. Yeah, let people know. I think that should be stated. I think there should be rules and conditions stated as well for these treasure hunts. Just something basic, but there's got to be something. The solution will come out if there's no winner by this date. The solution will come out when there is a winner, those type of things. I want to know what's going to happen after it's over. Yeah.
So I have to say, like Beacon Star, it's perfect in every way except for the fatal flaw of JBR said too many ciphers and I'm out. It's very cipher based. So for me now, Mike, it's like oh, I think there could be 1,000 pages of ciphers he would. I mean, that's his preference. So for me, I rule out, and I'm trying to get into it. It's just not good. It's going to be a forced love. It's going to be a prearranged marriage. It's not going to be.
Well, and with Beacon Star, but the majority of it's ciphers. But like Randy posted a while ago and said, I tried to make something in the story, ciphers, something hidden. He tried to mix it up, but it's just the ciphers are the most prominent thing you see on the pages. And because there's no starting point in his book, there is nothing that says it even is a treasure hunt. There's no list of terms and conditions or rules or anything. I think really you need that. I think there should be something stating this is what you're looking for. These are the terms and conditions you have to follow to find it. And because that lets everybody know what it is that's going on.
Yeah, and I do believe there should not be a danger aspect. It shouldn't be you have to get up. I saw a picture of a guy on one of the hunts going to solve it or put it in its spot, and it looked like something I could not physically do.
Right.
Private hints or answering questions privately without putting them out publicly is a deal breaker for me. I don't want to feel anyone has an unfair advantage when I'm spending time and money. It's really funny because on the Theodosia, I put all my stuff out. And as I've talked to a few people and I'm like, you really got that? And I was like, kind of like, hey, that's not fair. And then I was thinking, I got 10 of these. I had to know. I mean, I'm one of many. So, but yeah. Y'all got any more of that Theodosia?
What do you think of free treasure hunt, or do you have to pay for something? A book, the PDF, whatever it is. Do you have a preference? What do you think?
For me, I don't care at all.
Right.
It's probably better to be charged because I know a lot of people won't be a part of it then. And there's less people in that hunt. I have purchased some people's treasure hunts, like the lamp one. I never got to the lamp, but I just want to support treasure hunters.
Right.
So I usually buy most of them. If now that I'm really into it, I will always buy them. I think it actually limits the pool a little. The people that are just looking for some, I like that you have to buy some, but that's probably sounds crazy.
I have no problem as long as the price is stated up front and there's the terms and rules that show when you buy this, this is what you're entering into if you want to find.
Well, Holly said, I was on the Outer Banks when kpro announced Theo's and Carrie. Yeah, and several other people were like, I had that a year ago, or I had this, or I had that. Not a year ago, but like before because of this. And it was like, yeah, it just wasn't out there. And I feel so uncomfortable having stuff that others don't have.
What about a treasure hunt where you buy something to get an initial set of key clues and you can find it, but then there's other things you can buy like hints or clues after that?
Hate that idea. We talked about this last night. The big one, the Gallows Harbor, there's 2 books. One book's going to be a lower amount with less prizes. One's going to be a higher book, an elite book for a higher, you get more clues that way.
So I don't have a problem with it as long as it's stated up front and everybody knows exactly what it is. You can buy this, or you can buy this, or you can buy this. There's 3 tiers. As long as everybody knows that ahead of time and it's all stated exactly what's going on, that's just preference. How much money do I want to spend in time I want to spend?
Right. Well, I would definitely say you need to announce it beforehand. But even if someone announces it beforehand, if they say, like, if we made a hunt and I say, if you buy $20, we're going to give you this hint. If you buy $10, you're going to get this hint. That's not my preference. That I don't like that. It just feels, I don't know.
You don't like it? Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I understand some people may not like it, but yeah.
So for me, private hints is kind of a deal breaker. The originator beyond red herrings. I wouldn't walk away for a red herring. Like Beacon Star has a red herring. I still think it's a good hunt. I did walk away from breakfast tea and bourbon because it was too much of a red herring. And if like the originator sees that red herring as saying something to a searcher that isn't accurate, those are the ones those are the ones for me. And being too cipher based, I hate to say, and anything super long. I'm going to be a part of this one just because it's so local, so I can't say it's a deal breaker, but yeah.
Okay.
Bye,
Well,
Toby.
I think those are kind of the basics. Anything else? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, no, I had a full list of structure, proxy, check and you confirm it, prize amount, announce of the finder, puzzle based like cipher, etc., location known from the start, rules like discussing on forums, no private hints, the amount 50,000, 100,000, etc., red herrings, no changes after. Oh, there's one that we didn't.
Right.
You have said you're okay with the originator saying, okay, like if Randy were to call it off and say, okay, a week from now I'm going to get it, or I've called it off for whatever reason, you think that's okay?
I have no problem if there was no end date discussed in the beginning. In other words, if a hunt says this is going to go for 3 years, well, then you should go for 3 years. If a treasure hunt is just open-ended till somebody finds it, and for whatever reason, the designer decides to end it, as long as they give a date that where people have time to do their boots on the ground and try and get it, I'm kind of okay with that, just because things happen. I mean, there's things that can happen that would make you want to end a hunt. No, you don't agree?
No, I would just say, if I was a part of a hunt that the person pulled it and it didn't seem for like, now if a searcher dies, if there's a legal issue, if the type of land changes and the person didn't think about it, but if they just didn't know the heat, they had issues, or they didn't feel like it, they were getting pressure from their family, whatever, I would have an issue. So it has to be like, it's okay if it's for a reason that I think's good enough. That's wrong for me to say it,
right?
But that's what I'm saying.
Well, you know, most of the terms and conditions are we can change this at any time. We reserve
I
the
love
right
Randy.
to make any change we want.
Randy is so my favorite. Things happen, statues get torn down, cats go missing. There is a great example.
Giraffe
Statues are getting,
that's right.
that one I believe is a good example. We have statues that may or may not have the token proxy item in it. It gets torn down due to our political climate of our country. Okay, the proxy item's no longer there. It's done. You can't really change your treasure hunt. That would be a good reason for me. If Randy said, I pulled it, I'm now going to roll the money to the next one, and I'm going to come up with another one, or I just pulled it because, guys, it's not there anymore. Just like the Canadian guys, we got hacked. We got to do something good about this. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But again, that's.
So you just want to agree. you want to think it's
You
okay.
have to ask me if it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's up to the treasure finder. Somebody said deadline, Davo. I saw you there somewhere, Davo. What about timeline and end dates? We both agreed. Well, kpro says there should be an end date. Didn't you say that? You'd prefer there to be
I like the idea of an end date, but it's not a deal breaker. It's not like Forrest Fenn, like Amy said, it's my first love. Exactly. And I was okay for it to be out there for a million years.
Fandango was 10 years. I believe it was 10 or 20, and it's coming up on the end date and nobody's found it. I like an end date. It's not a deal breaker like kpro says. I'd still do a hunt, but I do like an end date.
Well, I like
and
what
at the end of that end date, the solution comes out if nobody finds it. And the solution comes out if somebody does find it. Yeah.
I like what AGK is doing. They think it's going to be on the year horizon. They want it to be found in a year. So what they're going to do is a couple months in, they're going to start giving clues. By the 12, I mean, it's going to be like the Las Vegas rock. They're going to give enough hints by the end. It might become a full out foot race. There was some of us out in the spots we thought, waiting for that clue at noon. We got that clue at noon. It's like, oh, it's right here.
And that's another thing. What about release clues over time, or all of it in one at the same time? Like Mr. Clue was doing a clue every Monday and every Thursday, or do you just want to buy something where it's all in the book? You get it at the same time.
I like both. That one, it's like
I'm okay with both too.
Yeah, it's
as long as it's explained in the beginning what's going on. This is how it's released. These are the times. Yeah, I'm okay with it too.
Carter asked, "Are there any updates?" Holy, our moderator, said Theodosia was found. Carter.
Nice.
I'll let you catch up, Carter, and find out if that's true or not. Yeah. So for me, let me give you the perfect scenario for me. For me, it's going to be a poem, set of illustrations, a short book like Beacon Star, not a long book. And too much information for I'm Kitchen Sink Christie. I did not want that much that the hunt, the Forrest Fenn hunt had. I want a proxy item. I want them to have some way to confirm, but with a proxy item, that is the confirmation, like Mike said. And if the proxy item isn't returned, they periodically check on it. The prize amount being around 50,000, 100,000, not over 100. People go berserk. They announce when there's a finder. I don't care if the finder wants to be anonymous, and what the solution was. The puzzles, I'm okay with a couple ciphers, but it can't be primarily based in cipher land.
Right.
The location, general location, maybe a state or region is known from the start, or it can't just be a country with the US. It needs, like if it's in France, that's fine. That's enough that you can travel around, but no red herrings is my preference. no rules like you're not allowed to talk about it or you're not allowed to talk.
Yeah, right.
That's silly.
Yeah.
No changing of the rules. I think Pete did that and I think he was learning as he went. But changing that, we're already skeptics. So you can't say, I'm going to put a video out with purchase and you get the book. And then it's like, oh, I changed my mind.
Larry Smith says if the search area is 6 states, you could eliminate a state every month. I really like the idea of a treasure hunt where the certain intervals it eliminates something to bring it closer.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of a good idea.
That there is a deadline. I think that's kind of fun. And then they do give hints to that deadline where it becomes kind of like the Las Vegas Rock. Boots on the ground is a for sure for me. And not dangerous and it's legal. There's my perfect 10.
The perfect treasure hunt. I don't know if there ever has been a perfect, what you would call a perfect treasure hunt. There's always seemed some people have an issue with something, but
right.
John Wood says, I want a treasure hunt that looks like the Candyland board, easy, color coded with multiple routes. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. There's my list.
Yeah, I think that's it. So when we do a treasure hunt, we are going to try to incorporate all those aspects of it and make it the best treasure hunt ever.
Well, is there anything that you significantly disagree with my list?
I don't think so. Other than, codes and ciphers is just a way to hide something. It's just a way to hide information. That's all. But yeah.
Well, but if you and I did one, or when you and I do one, because we have a really good concept, really good, actually 2 really good ones. But anyway, I believe it should be little bit of you, little bit of me. So I'm going to probably want an illustration or 2 and some words, and you're going to want a cipher or 2. It's kind of like Vegas Die. It seemed that there was some cipher-ish stuff, but it wasn't primarily based on that. So it's going to be a little bit of sugar and a little bit of spice.
Yeah. I think multiple things in a story are good because somebody is going to be good at one and then somebody else is going to be good at others. And yeah, I would agree with that.
Maybe the reference to Mr. Clues about twins, maybe that's what the reference is.
Yeah, twins.
It's in one of our videos or something. What about all the aberrations in TTOTC? F said a couple of the hints were aberrations and there were many aberrations in TTOTC. Would you consider a non-hint aberration a red herring? Absolutely, yes. I don't like them. Don't like them. If you misspell something, you have an editor. It should be for a reason then. Otherwise, that's called a red herring. And when you have so many of them, like you did in TTOTC, love you, Forrest, but no. Don't do that. Don't do that, future treasure hunters. That's me, but that's just me. Let's go with triplets. Dear Lord, people, stop it. You guys see what I'm drinking? Really?
All right. Well, I think that's it. I really got to get off, take care of these kids. Anything else?
We went an hour and a half. So that is the fun of talking about treasure hunt. So you're going to see the reason that Mike and I wanted to do this is you're going to see this gives context. I believe Beacon Star is one of the best treasure hunts out there right now. And it's still not for me because of one issue, and it's the amount of ciphers. I am sitting in the Zooms. I'm a super fan of Randy's. I watch his videos. I comment. He never responds to me. If I had his email, I don't. But I like everything about it except one thing. So Mike was sitting on the Theodosia call and was like, this is stupid. And he dropped off and everyone was like, wah, wah, wah.
I would rather have a puzzle that I know what I'm looking at is what needs to be solved. I don't like a story and I don't even know where the puzzle is, where the clues are. At least with Forrest Fenn's poem, in this poem, it contains 9 clues. You know what I mean? It's not easy to figure out. The only thing I don't like about Randy's book is it's so hard to solve. It's hard until you solve it. So
right. But it's really cool to watch a bunch of people like you alien guys, Codebreaker Charlie's, and there's Codebreaker Codebreaker Cynthia's in there too, because there's both men and women. And when they've actually like figured some stuff out on the Zoom that they're doing. So I think that's super cool. So some people are saying this was fun. This was good. You guys should see this great thing on the way out, which is our new treasure hunting amusement park. It's our new theme song. This is our niche. This is our pivot. This is Mike has always been all along all the treasure hunts. We've just mostly focused on Forest because it was the granddaddy of all. It was the big ride, and now the big ride's closed. Masquerade's closed. This one's closed. Forest is not. Masquerade is over. Forest Fen is not over yet.
Till we get a solution, it's not over.
Not a solution. We have more coming.
Answers.
I promise you guys. I can't make the promise because it's not me. No, I know. I have more than a gut feeling.
Okay. All right. Bart, if you're out there, handbook or the hunt for history, email me on this. This is a really cool hunt. I want to talk to you about it. So make sure you email me about that. Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week sometime. Look out for the Grand Adventure on Tuesday. Hint of Riches is the forum. Cowlazars and kpro's Grand Adventure on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. I don't know. We're about 50 away.
So cool.
Hint of Riches did hit, was it 1,900 subscribers or 2,000? I think you hit 2,000 or we hit 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So thanks guys for subscribing. And we're going to go out on the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park theme song. Here we go. Anybody remember this? See how far back you guys go. Remember this dance? Nobody remembers this dance? The Jeffersons, Tom Willis. You probably don't even seen it, kpro. All right. I was doing it earlier.
I saw the one guy that I didn't know that's what he did, but okay.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, here we go.
We're moving on up.
It's open when it's light. It's open when it's dark. It's the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. Masquerade and Forest Fen are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with kpro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. All right, everybody. There it is. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.